Hello, hello, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, my name is Alina Shaltsova. I am an immigration attorney from New York. Today we're going to have our live stream with regard to the most interesting immigration developments. And of course, we're also going to discuss your guys' questions. So if this is your first time here, welcome. Here I am usually delivering the most interesting, freshest immigration news. We're discussing what's interesting is happening in terms of immigration in different states. And also, I answer your guys' questions. So don't be shy. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know what questions you would like to ask. All right. And we're going to start. Well, first of all, I would like to thank all of you for supporting my channel, who are joining, participating, very patiently waiting for your turn for the questions to be answered. It's always a pleasure to see such a dedicated group. And today, we're just going to go over certain local changes that are happening around the United States. For example, you may know that New York City has a real immigrant crisis. At some point, Mayor of New York was very welcoming of immigrants, and a lot of them were bused to New York City. But as time went by, New York City realized it does not have all the resources to accommodate such a vast amount of immigrants. The same actually right now is happening in Chicago, another very large city in the United States that welcomed many, many immigrants. And now Chicago is stating that they will be limiting amount of immigrants who may stay in shelters. There will be a limiting amount of days immigrants may stay in shelters, up to 60 days, and will extend their courtesies only for those who actually cannot work and have some sort of a disability. So you may see this tendency all around the United States that even democratic states are getting more and more conservative towards the whole immigration movement. And that, of course, impacts not only new immigrants who are coming to the United States, it also impacts those of you who are here hoping for immigration reform, hoping to change your guys' status and to improve your lives. So this is very, very important to understand. This being said, it does not mean that everything is hopeless. We do have a lot of immigration oriented elected officials that see beyond specific current issues and challenges that our country faces. Next week, myself and other immigration attorneys are going to go to Washington, D.C. as a part of the group of attorneys with American Immigration Lawyers Association, who are going to lobby on your behalf to pass immigration reform, to pass various acts that proposals that were already submitted before the congressmen, before the senators. So they would maybe will pay a little bit more attention to specific proposals and when they will be up for a vote. So know that there are groups that are still advocating for immigrants very actively every day. We're doing different types of work service that hopefully at some point will bring us to the positive results. So this is just a little update I wanted to let you know about. I know that there are some times when it seems that nothing is really happening in immigration. We don't know where it's all going to turn to. I just want to let you know that if you are planning on improving your immigration status, right now would be probably a better time than later, just because the immigration, we're not sure what's going to happen in terms of administration, if administration is going to change, what's going to happen in terms of CBP, different agencies, that if in 2024 and 2025 Trump comes into office, what's going to happen. So this is your chance. We're still in March. You have plenty of time to file for the adjustment of status, especially to file for your citizenship. Citizenship applications, guys, are taking only 6.5 months in many jurisdictions. So don't sit on it. Do not wait. Act now to make sure that you will be able to benefit from all possible avenues to improve your immigration status. And when you become a citizen, one of the benefits is that you will be able to sponsor biggest circle of your family members, and they don't have to wait as long opposed to when you're just a green card holder. This is very, very important. And of course, you will be able to vote, and of course, you'll be able to sit in the jury. So these are very important benefits, and also you will be able to travel and remain outside of the United States for as long as your heart desires. And now, if you guys have some questions, I see many people joined us. I will be very happy to answer them. Hi, Lizard B. Hi, Lazarus from Nigeria. Yay. Yes, guys, thank you so much for joining. I know that I have people watching our lives from all over the world. It's very exciting, actually. We have such a diverse community. And don't forget to type up your questions. Hi, Lizard B. I did my application concurrently, filed I-130 45, but I forgot to include my divorce. How can I send it to USCIS, or do I wait for another fee? All right, so most likely USCIS is going to ask you for your divorce certificate for final judgment of divorce, even if you would send it, even if you did send it. Sometimes they love to ask for repeated documents, so do not worry. But if you have a USCIS account associated with I-130 filing, you may upload that copy of your divorce judgment into your account. I would not be mailing it anywhere. When you're mailing something to USCIS, only if it's a VAWA application, they usually would accept it. But if you're mailing something that you believe you forgot to submit initially, or you forgot to submit with request for more evidence, very often USCIS will reject it as unsolicited mail, okay? Just know it. So I would probably just wait for the request for more evidence if it was a paper filing. If you do have an account for I-130 related to filing of the I-130, you can upload it there at any time. Hi, Lizard B. Can you attend my interview if I do have one? What is your fee? I live in Connecticut. My son did the I-130 for you. All right, so look, yes, I can, and we will discuss the fee if you just shoot me an email to office@shaltsova.com. I do make appearances all around the United States if you would like me to. You need to know that usually if we're dealing with the parent-child sponsorship, your adjustment of status interview will probably be waived, okay? Just so you know, it's probably going to be waived. And otherwise, if you are called for the interview, of course, I'll be happy to help you out. Don't want to scare you, but if you are called for the interview, usually it means that somebody had criminal past in the United States, or just resided in the United States for a very long time. Sometimes USCIS asks you to appear for the interview only because you lived here for 15, 20 years, and they want to make sure that nothing funny was going on with you, okay? I had a case like this, and funny enough, it was exactly in Connecticut, where a parent of a child simply resided, overstayed their visa for many, many years, and when the time came for the adjustment of status, the parent was asked to appear with the child, which I found it's very strange, very unusual, because even if you are called for adjustment of status interview, when it is your child who's sponsoring your child, usually doesn't need to appear. But that's happened in Connecticut, and we'll see what's going to happen in your case. Hopefully, you're just going to get approval without the interview. All right, let's see. Hi, Mohin. Hello, ma'am. I'm in Rida in Saudi Arabia. I'm working here, my country in Bangladesh. I came to Saudi Arabia for work. Can I get help through you to go to New York? I believe I need a work permit or job. Guys, this is one of the questions that immigration lawyers receive all the time. I get resumes, emails, tons of inquiries as to could you find me a job in the United States? I have to disappoint you. Most immigration attorneys do not find jobs for people from overseas. All we can do is when you find an employer to help you with the paperwork to make sure that you will be allowed to enter the United States in valid status, and all your paperwork will correspond to the purpose and duration of your stay in the United States. So as much as I would love to help all of you to move from your home country to the United States, as an immigration attorney, I just do not do that and cannot help you with that. I only can advise you as to immigration opportunities, what visa you may be interested in, and where to look sometimes for suitable employment. You need to know that all work visas in the United States are divided into two large categories: immigrant and non-immigrant. An immigrant work visa would mean that you would receive a green card upon crossing the border with that visa into the United States. A non-immigrant visa does not give you any right to a green card and simply allows you to come and work in the United States, usually for a very limited time. So, judging by your occupation, what you do, you probably would easily qualify for any EB3 unskilled worker visa, or maybe even for skilled worker visa. I'm not sure what your occupation is. Some companies in the United States are interested in good, hardworking workers, and they would sponsor you for that EB2, EB3 opportunities. For EB3, unskilled worker usually, however, they will be offering you just a minimum wage, okay? So just you know that, and it's possible to find an employer online. Usually such large employers already going to be having an in-house counsel who will be helping you to go through this immigration process, okay? Hi, Igor. How long does it take? I'm on 30 based on marriage while in removal proceedings. Great question. I'm on 30 based on marriage. If you were not in removal proceedings, would take you only about a year to complete and to get your green card, together with the green card. But if you are in the removal proceedings, it takes usually twice as long. I do not know why. If you are in removal proceedings, very often you will be called for an interview. While currently, if you're not in removal proceedings, very often your interview will be waived. If I had to estimate, I would say that you will be looking at about a year and a half for I-130 in removal proceedings to be resolved, typically. Hi, Kamran. Hi, Moemin. Hi, True Wisdom. Hey. Hi, Alina. I'm now at DS-260 and Affidavit of Support stage. I've already paid all the fees, but it's asking of all of the places where we lived from the age of 16. I'm 52 and I lived in, and I'm not sure where you lived, but yes, guys, when you're filing for your DS-260, it's going to ask you very thorough biographical information. And also, you will have to obtain background search results from every place where you resided, I think from the age of 16 for more than sometimes as a year, sometimes as 6 months, okay? So if let's say you were in the college and you took trip or some courses overseas for 8 months or a year, you will have to, and now since then you never been there anymore. Now you may have to bring background search results from that country, from that place. So sometimes it seems doesn't make any sense what the United States government is asking, but they're interested in seeing your full background search to make sure that you're not inadmissible. You need to know that when you're filing for the United States immigrant visa, your background search will be checked in connection with crimes that were committed not only in the United States, where you're trying to move to, but anywhere in the world. And what's difficult and interesting about this is that the crime, the statute under which a person may have a conviction from a foreign country will be compared with a statute and a crime that is similar in the code of the United States. Very often those two countries will be having very different criminal justice system, will have very different outcomes, will have very differently written laws. And it becomes a headache for some people because, let's say, in some countries of the post-Soviet Union, a person may have a criminal conviction, but with time, they can file for something and erase it in their criminal history search. At the same time, for the United States immigration purposes, even an expunged conviction counts against the person. So, if anyone ever had any criminal arrests anywhere in the world, any criminal convictions, please make sure to consult with an attorney prior to filling out Form DS-260 or application for adjustment of status if you are in the United States. Hello. My I-730 was approved and pending. All right. Hi, Pella. My I-730 was approved and sent to my embassy since November 7th, 2023, and it has been showing ready on the SIAC website, but the embassy keeps saying that it hasn't received any physical file. Unfortunately, sometimes this is exactly the case, that it takes a long time for embassy to receive files from National Visa Center and from USCIS. All I can advise you is to stay patient, stay on top of both USCIS and NVC, and contact whoever filed the document I-730 for you, your relative, should contact local congressman and try to move the case along. Okay? All right. Hi, Wissambuka, how are you? How much do you charge to change from B1, B2 to a work visa? It depends on the work visa that you are trying to get. Sometimes for most of the visas, or the most popular visa rather, H-1B, work visa, there are strict deadlines when you can file for that visa. And depending on when you come into our office with that request, if it's right before the deadline, we may not charge you at all because we won't be able to help you, okay? Or we may charge you a premium fee if you're coming right before the deadline. All right. Let's see if we have more questions. Hi, Lero. Hi. Can a T visa be approved if you can prove you suffered rape? I applied for asylum, but it was moved to the immigration court. I'm now a nurse here in Ohio. During my last hearing, the prosecutor, not sure why our comments getting cut off a little bit. Maybe there is a limit on the amount of characters you can type. For a T visa to be approved, usually the crime has to, I mean, yes, generally speaking, you may qualify for a T visa depending on the circumstances, but you also may look into U visa. For the U visa, the crime has to be occurred in the United States or within the jurisdiction of the United States. Plus, there must be a police report. Plus, there must be cooperation on your behalf to help the government to investigate that crime. So it's very important to know that. T visas are different. T visas are for those who were victims of human trafficking. Usually you have to show that you were placed in certain circumstances for some time at least, where you basically dependent on a person or a group of people, and they forced you to do something that you didn't want to do, either by scaring you, by forcing you physically, by using your immigration status against you. All right. On my website, shautsova.com, I have a very good blog about how to qualify for those humanitarian options. www.shautsova.com. You can search on a website T visa or U visa. You will be able to compare the two. There is a blog that compares the two. They both provide slightly different benefits, and also they may help you out to see what is it that you may qualify for. And now, guys, we're going to have our special guest. Hopefully, we will be able to see Venus. All right. Hey, Venus, how are you?
Hi, how are you? I'm so sorry for my delay. I was trying to invite you on Instagram and I was like, I'm not sure what's
Yes,
happening.
yes, because what happens is that we're already going through questions and answers, everyone. And, what happens is that Venus is joining a little bit later than I expected, but this is not a big deal at all. And if you want to invite me now, we will
Okay,
do that. Let me remove this
perfect.
space,
Okay,
which,
awesome.
yeah, and we're going
I
to,
will invite you right now. See you
yeah,
there.
yep, it might be, no, don't disconnect. Can you stay with us here too?
Ooh, I'm not sure.
You're not sure? All right. So everyone, this is Venus, and today we're going to
Oh,
have, we're going to jump to a different platform. If you would like to follow us on Instagram, Venus is our special guest, and she's going to be asking me some questions related to our immigration situation. And if you're interested in this conversation, everyone, let's jump to our Instagram platform. I'm going to see you all there. And you know how to find me, guys. It's very simple. Immigration Lawyer and Why. Venus, what is your Instagram
mine
account?
is Venus Official. It's VENOUS Official.
Right. So if you guys are ready, we're going to see you in a minute right there.
Awesome. Let's go.
Let's go.